the run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today it's Tech Diva Weekly. We're here to bring you online and to make you shine. So we are so happy to have TJ in the house. TJ Johnson, all the way from New York City. Hey, TJ, our social media guru. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. Friends on the road today, so she'll be hopefully joining us later. And we're looking forward to Dr. Tachi dropping in. But guys, we really want you to enjoy the conversation today. And as you know, we always start with This Week in Tech. So I'm going to pull out a couple of articles here. And the first one I want to talk about is, you guys won't even remember this because you weren't born, was Sputnik launches the space age. The first man-made satellite orbit in space, Sputnik 1, is launched, marking what is now considered the beginning of the space age. This was October 4th, 1957. It began the space race between the Soviet Union and the United States, ushering in an era of rapid advancement in the field of space exploration. October 3rd, 1950, this is interesting. AT&T Bell Laboratories researchers receive a U.S. patent for their invention of the transistor, which they had successfully demonstrated 2 years earlier. So for all of those who remember Wolfman Jack and some other DJs that were listened to on the transistor radio, which was the beginning of mobile music. It was really interesting. Just less than 75 years ago, 1950. October 2nd, 1955, considered the world's first fully electronic computer. After 11 years of continuous service, the ENIAC computer was retired from service. So this shows that computer that takes up the entire room, 1955. Now, let's move forward to October 1st, 1982. The first commercial compact disc player, the Sony CDP-101, goes on sale in Japan. So 1982, you got your first, what do you call it, compact disc player going on. The Ethernet. The Ethernet is drafted on October 30th, 1980. Digital, Intel, and Xerox, release version 1.0 of the Ethernet specification known as the Blue Book. Since that time, Ethernet has evolved into de facto networking standard for local area networks known as LAN in businesses and in the home. Microsoft 101 for DOS. Wow. Microsoft released their first software September 29, 1983. The application is called Microsoft Word 1.0. So it hasn't been that long ago, but it feels like a million years, doesn't it? 1983. Mm-hmm. Apple asked us to think different. September 28th, 1997, just a little over 2 weeks after naming Steve Jobs interim CEO, Apple launches their Think Different ad campaign designed to reintroduce the Apple brand. The campaign was nearly universally praised by the press, general public, and advertising industry, winning several awards along the way. Looking back in context, Think Different was the symbolic start of Apple's resurgence from near collapse in the 1990s into the most valuable company in the world. I think we'll close with that. Well, wait a minute. Let me see. One more thing. Yes. Yeah, I think that's it for This Week in Tech. So, guys, it hasn't been that long. It feels like forever that we've had the internet, but it really has not been that long.
I know it hasn't. It hasn't been that long.
When you really, really think about it.
Right.
So I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about
Yeah, go ahead.
real quick, and one of them is that Uber's new safety feature.
Okay.
They're coming up with this safety feature that evolves around you being able to you receive a 4-digit pin, and you'll be able to put that number in your phone when the driver arrives, and if it matches the pin that he has, then you know you're in the right car. All of
Oh,
this
I
is
like that. I
yeah,
like that.
all of this as a result of some of the mistakes that have occurred between drivers and riders, and
Yeah, unfortunate mistakes where people have gotten into cars thinking they were the Uber driver and it was
it was
somebody, a
not.
criminal. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a young lady in South Carolina that happened to. That she was think she was out at a bar or something. It was early morning, like 3 a.m. or something, and she didn't
Mm,
check. And it's just whatever they can do to make it safer.
yes, it says after hundreds
Because
of
you still getting in a car with a stranger. It's Uber, but it's still a stranger, and they're not employees of Uber. They're just contractors.
mhm. So it says riders will soon be able to send a text message to local authorities with one tap that automatically populates trip details such as the make, model, license plate of their driver's car, and their location at the time they send the text, as long with the option to type their emergency.
Yeah.
The feature will be piloted in Los Angeles this month and elsewhere in the U.S. in the future. So you used to be able to do it afterwards, but
Hmm.
they're saying now you'll be able to do it in real time.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah,
very
so if
nice.
there's
I like that.
something really occurring, they can come while you're en route,
Right.
okay, or at least track you too while
Hmm.
you're en route. So I think that that's a winner.
That
That
is a winner.
as
That's a right step in the direction, that they need to go. Because Uber's on shaky ground too. They're
mm,
not as
I just
stable.
find it very. It just seems like there's a lot of controversy over these internet-based companies. Everybody's mad at Amazon. Everybody's mad at Facebook. And now they want to unencrypt WhatsApp. Um, it's something they've been trying
They
to
want
do
to
for
unencrypt,
unencrypt.
unencrypt.
Well, they want to be able to go in. They want a back door so they can read these encrypted messages,
And
which
this
to me
is
is the same thing as
who wants to unencrypt Facebook or someone else?
no, the law enforcement.
Oh, right, right, right.
Yes, and so now they're back in court about that. So
Hmm.
um, it just seems like they're being bombarded by lawsuits. I don't know where we're going with this because people have always been able to have private conversations, and
Hmm.
they are subject to subpoena. They don't ignore
Yes,
subpoenas,
yes.
which is the same thing that goes on with what wiretapping, and you have to have a subpoena.
Well, I think the law enforcement sees they know activity is going on and they
Yes,
want to get in on it, but you really can't do that. I mean, that's like when they come to your door, they can't come
it's
in without a subpoena unless you
it's
let them in. Right.
unconstitutional.
Right. A lot of people don't know that when the police show up to your door, you don't have to let them in.
Not unless they have a warrant.
Right. They have to, you ask them, do you have a warrant? No, goodbye. Shut the door. A lot of people don't know that. So
Mhm.
they are encroaching on lack of knowing your rights and stuff, and with these apps and social media, they want, like you said, they want the back door because they know a lot of activities going on. There's a case here in New
Yeah.
York where I heard the story yesterday that the founder of the HQ app, I think that's the name of it, that he died of an overdose a year or two ago. And come to find out that
Uh-huh.
they found that how he was getting the drugs was they have a text ring here in New York, and the name of the text ring was Mike's Candy Shop,
Oh,
and they were texting each other about criminal activity.
mhm.
So how does the police find out about that before? They can't. But because this person unfortunately lost their life, that led them into the system of, okay, let's look at his phone.
Yes, and
Then they
his
found the drug ring using text that they were, said they were doing all their criminal activity over text. So if that's just one instance, think about all of the other things that's going on behind the scene with WhatsApp and texting. There's Telegram, there's Signal, there's lots of other private messaging apps that the police can't get access to because you're not supposed to. But there's lots of activity going on. And I always say this: social media is a tool in the right person's hands. It does good things. You see evidence of that on you everywhere, that there's charities and GoFundMe and good stories and things happening happy, and then you see stories like this. But what do? The police can't do anything before the fact. They can only do it after. So I guess they're not happy with that.
Nope. And I think we got enough going on with there's some other ways that are really helping law enforcement. One of them is this whole thing with, we've almost set up a network of what they have it like they have in England, what they call those closed circuit TVs.
Yes.
By the fact that so many people are buying rings, so many people are buying video cameras for security, that they're able to string a lot of video together and see what's going on.
Right.
So I think that's a lot right there as far as invasion of privacy.
Well, listen, we are all that taking video cameras everywhere, wherever you are, like the airport and places like that. That's a given. They're already doing that, and it's because of the terrorism and the acts that happen. So that's the Patriot Act. It's already been put into place by I think it was Bush put it in. I forgot what it was, but it's all of those things are already there. So assume when you leave your house that you are being recorded. Now, are you doing criminal activity? Then you should be worried. If you're not, if you're going about your business doing normal stuff, well, not normal, but you're doing
everyday
above board. Yeah, you're not scamming anybody. You're not robbing anybody. You have nothing to worry about. You should have nothing to worry about. Right.
And I just think it's an extra layer of protection. So there are positives and negatives to both sides of this argument. Remember when the guy in San Bernardino or somewhere in California, he committed a terrorist act. They wanted to get into his phones, and Apple would not unencrypt the phone because if they did that, that would create a back door into everybody's phone.
And it breaks trust with the consumer. I mean, I know, yes, there's a terroristic act and a person committed this act and you would look at their phone. Now, this is where there should be some extra special something between Apple and the government or law enforcement or whatever, when there's been it has to be clear. A clear criminal act, federal like this with a terrorism plot or whatever, then yes, Apple should give it over. But I think the law enforcement wants to have access all the time. And Apple's going, no, we can't do that because we tell our customers that you're secure, even from you, the law enforcement. Right. So they should have a special provision that a system of checks and balances that says, okay, this is something, a crime against the country. This person did a terroristic act. They planned this. It has to be steps that is truly someone who is doing it versus we think. Law enforcement.
Okay, so a warrant would be in order, don't you think?
A warrant, but but other things. I think it needs to go beyond that to say, yes, this is a terroristic act, or yes, this is a hate crime. Like no ifs, ands, or buts, because you don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. Like there's people that someone got released yesterday that was in jail for like 26 years for something they didn't do. So you don't want that kind of thing to happen where they want Apple to, hand us over somebody's phone and let us see their text messages and things like that. And Apple goes, no. And there have to be a good reason for Apple to do that, to say no or to say yes. But I don't know. We shall see.
We shall see. And I think it's the same. It sounds to me, now maybe I'm misconstruing this, but it just sounds to me like the same process it should be for when you had a landline. I mean, it's still a phone.
Yeah.
I don't.
It seems to me like because we have smartphones and we have all these apps that do great things, that now it's like, well, they should be able to see everything that you're doing. Well, when we had a telephone, what was the difference? I mean, did they try to listen? They had to have a reason to listen to the government. I mean,
Yes,
the government
the
had to have an
government.
extra special reason to listen to a citizen's phone calls.
There you go.
But now it seems like because, well, they're on social media, they're doing this and that. We want their private conversations. No, that's like getting on the phone and saying, well, you have to go through a judge and say, we need a wiretap or what. It has to go through legal jurisdictions and everything. And there's rules set up for that. So why do they want to circumvent that and say, well, everybody's on social media texting each other and doing criminal activity? So we need that before the fact,
Well, before, during, or after, I think you still need to go through a discovery process with legal requests. I'm with you on that one. You
Yeah,
know
they
what I'm
have to.
saying?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's the same thing when it was just the telephone. Now that we have technology, why should it change?
See, that's my opinion. So those are the two things that I wanted to share with you. What's going on with Uber and today in tech. So what do you have for us today, T?
Okay, let me see. Let me bring up my notes. There is a story about Instagram.
Oh yeah,
Let me pull up my big iPad. Well, let me put the iPad down. It's charging.
I know what you're
I
saying about
think it's
restricted. Is that what you're going to go? Where you're going to go?
no. Instagram has a new app or a new. I'm not sure if it's inside of Instagram. I didn't look, but it have something called Threads. It's a close friend chat. Oh, it is a chat app with auto status. So I was going to download it this morning. I got really busy. I didn't get a chance. But it is for close friends for them to know whether you're home, working, out, and if you want to hang out.
Uh-huh.
So they're saying that you can send they're trying to copy the way lets um Snapchat lets you talk to your friends,
So
your
it's like a
close friends.
closed conversation.
Yes.
Which is that what Facebook is trying to mimic through groups
No,
or
not groups. This is
or
Instagram.
through message? I know, but I'm
Mhm.
saying, is it the same um, thought process? You know what I mean? Is it are they trying to accomplish the same
They're
thing?
trying to copy Snapchat. They're not trying to
Yes.
accomplish anything other than copying
You know what I
Snapchat.
mean? Okay.
They're trying to get Snapchat where Snapchat is a closed system where you and your group of friends, you snap each other, you message each other, you talk and everything. It's really closed. So Facebook is trying to, gather the things that the Gen Zs love about Snapchat. They're trying to capture that essence, I guess you could say. And I'm looking in the store now to see if I can find the app because I was going to download it. So it's called Threads, and I don't see it. I don't see. Oh, here it is. Threads from Instagram. I'm
Hmm.
going to install mine now because I like to see what it is before we talk about it. All right, so what's installed is downloading. Let me go back to the story and we can talk a little bit more while
Okay.
doing it. All right, let me bring up the article. So this it is in TechCrunch, and I do believe The Verge and all the tech websites was covering it. And let's see. So it is launching today. It says this is Facebook and Instagram's next big swing is Snapchat. Targeting its top use case, rapid fire camera and text messaging with your best friend. So that's what Snapchat is good about. That's why it's still alive.
Mm,
Because it's private messaging you and a group of friends. And
okay.
no one can get in your conversation unless they're one of your friends.
Okay.
What they're doing is okay, so they're saying only people in your Instagram close friends list show up in Threads, and it's not. You can still do direct messaging in Instagram. This is more like I said in the article says they're trying to steal the feature that makes Snapchat so beloved by this group, by this group of young people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you send emojis, you send pictures, you do messaging, you can call. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to work.
Why?
Because it's a separate app. It's not in Instagram.
Oh.
It's not in Instagram. So this is another app that you and your close friends would have to download, but you're already using Snapchat. So why would I download Threads?
Exactly. Okay. Mm.
So that's my thought about it. So I'm really just going through. I don't see I don't see where this it didn't work with IGTV having a separate app for Instagram because people don't use IGTV. So they had to move IGTV into the main Instagram app for people to use IGTV and upload videos.
Uh-huh.
So now you're telling me that I'm already talking to my friends on Snapchat that I got to download another app just to use because it's from Instagram? I don't think so. So everything in this story it says, okay, you open the camera like Snapchat. You send photos like Snapchat. I'll just go to Snapchat. I'm already using it. I'm saying this is the Generation Z. They do things that benefit them. They don't do things that you want them to do. So if I'm already on Snapchat, why would I download another app? People have app fatigue already.
They really do.
You can download a bunch of apps from the App Store or to play, on Google, but there are only a handful, I would say 5 apps that people use all the time. And if your group uses Snapchat to talk privately, they're not going to move they might move over there for curiosity. And they go, we're already in Snapchat. Let's stay over there. Pat is here.
Hey, Pat, how you doing? Pat
says we've been on 20 minutes. I don't get it. I've been checking your page since the top of the hour. I'm finally following your broadcast. That's strange.
That is really strange because I'm looking over here on the page and
I looked when we first went live. I went to first of all, do you have the notifications turned on, Pat? Because if you have the notifications turned on, when we go live, the second we hit the live button, you get a notification because I got it when we went live. So you have to turn on the notifications on the BizChick page. Notifications on not the how you schedule and it says get notified. That's different. Notifications are when you go to the BizChick page. Hold on, let me walk you through it. If you haven't done, let me go to the comments because she's in there. Yes. So you have it. You have notifications turned on. That's weird. That's weird, Pat. That's an enigma. Because if you have the notifications, soon as we hit the live button, it's like it's instantaneous. It just pops up, the notification. And then if you miss the pop-up, when you go into the Facebook app and go to your alerts, it should be there. Yeah, it says BizChicks has a live video happening now, Tech Life with the Tech Divas, and it came up 23 minutes ago. That's weird. I don't know what to say.
Well, we are so sorry that you didn't get it.
I don't know. If you have notifications turned on and nothing's happening, let me check real quick. I'm going to check the BizChicks page.
Okay.
And you could go ahead and if you had a comment about the Instagram.
Well, I wanted to say this that okay, so Instagram is it just seems like Facebook is just so busy copying things that they have shut down their ability to be creative. Why don't you try coming up with something unique instead of trying to become the one-shop stop where you are a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and she's right. There should have been some kind of notification. I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure why. Because if you have it turned on, it should come up.
Yeah. So and this is the other thing I want to say about Instagram. Instagram has come up with something called restricted. Are you familiar with that?
Is that that's the bullying? You get to
Yeah.
block people.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gives you the ability to restrict what comments people can see.
Right.
You'll be able to see the comment. The person who sent the comment will be able to see it, but others will not.
Right. So it's a new mode called restrict. It lets account owners shadow ban a person. And shadow ban means that they don't know that they can't see your stuff. Like they don't get notified that you banned them from the page.
Mm-hmm.
And they started testing this in July. So they're saying that it can be activated for special accounts by swiping left on a comment, going to your privacy setting, or going to the person's account that's bullying you or following you.
Yes.
You can restrict them. So you make it that comments on your post from a person you have restricted will only be visible to that person. And it's not blocking the person, it is shadow ban. And shadow ban means that they don't see anything.
It doesn't look any different to
Right, it
them.
doesn't look any different to them. But on your account, the other people that follow you don't see that comment. So it in effect will stop it doesn't stop the bullying, but it stops the showing of the comments that are mean or hateful or hate speech or whatever. That's what it is.
Okay. Well, I wonder if I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. I think it's a great thing because they were talking about how much bullying is really going on amongst teenagers and young people on Instagram, and they say that it's really constant. And I can understand that because people could just bombard you if they, as a group, decide to, harass you.
Yes.
And kids don't have any filters. They just
they don't have any filters.
They just, they're kids. They haven't figured it out yet in a lot of cases. And so you just get all of this going on. Hey, Maureen, how you doing?
Hi, Maureen. Pat's message says there should, even though if I don't have notification, there should be some kind of indication. I'm not sure, but the best way to get to know instantly is the notifications. That's the best way. Because when I've turned on notifications for certain people, and then it just, as soon as they go live, it pops up.
Yes, you get a notification of what's going on.
You can get a sound with it. You can turn the sound off. So that's why I haven't missed anybody like that. I don't know. We'll have to see. I know Facebook just have some issues.
Wow. I know that Pat said she had some things that she wanted to talk about. I don't know if we can send her a link if you'd like to take a seat and come in. She was talking to me about this yesterday, about what the big boys have to say. So if you could send her the link.
Okay.
First of all, Pat, are you camera ready? I'm just talking about you coming and taking a seat. Let us know if you're camera ready. And if so, then we'll send you a link.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
I'm going to copy it.
All right. Well, I know that Francine has got the new 11 phone, so she'll be talking to us probably talking to us about it next week. But with those multiple cameras, we were at an event last night. And I was like, "You got a new phone?" Because I saw the razor looking, because those 3 cameras look like a little razor to me.
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I got a new phone. I can't come on today. Okay, I have to do a show. Okay, and update the Skywriter. But thanks. Okay. Yeah, she said she's not available today. Okay, so we'll see if we can get you in some other time, and you can come talk to us about that subject. She went to a conference, and she wanted to share some things with us that she was informed of at the conference.
Okay.
So that's what's going on with that. But Maureen, how are you doing? How's the table of 6? Maureen does the table of 6. She is a nutrition coach, and She is a yoga instructor.
Oh.
So we know that she was recently certified. So we are excited for you, Maureen. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. So tell us more, TJ.
Well, I mean, there was a story that came out this week about a leaked recording of Zuckerberg in a meeting, and he was saying a whole bunch of
Yeah.
stuff. I know one thing that stood out was that he was talking about TikTok.
Oh, what
Hmm.
did he have to say about TikTok?
Hold on, let me bring it up.
Really?
Hmm. And I read it earlier this week, and I know I put a pin on it
Yeah.
because well, first of all, who who um who recorded it?
Who
That it was
recorded
somebody in
the?
the meeting. It was a secret recording.
Oh no. This is something that I want to say to our audience. People always talk as though you're being recorded. Everybody can just hit the button on their phone, and the next thing you know, it's just out there. And you're like, I told you that in confidence. There is no such animal anymore. There's no such thing as this was a private conversation.
Hmm.
Ask the president. Uh, things get out, and everybody has the ability to be a what do they call those
Yeah, but
reporters?
if this is a internal meeting in Facebook,
It's
he's
a
going
company
by
meeting.
the assumption that I'm meeting with my employees. So who's recording me? It's not like a reporter was in there. It was a Facebook
But
employee.
Terry, are you not a tech company? Anybody can be reporting
No,
you.
I'm saying it's the idea that somebody would do that because you're an employee. You know that you don't record the meetings like that and then release it to tech journalists for the whole
You think
world to
so?
read. No, not a private meeting with your employees and staff or your.
Well, here's the deal. You should always, if you're having a meeting with your employees, I think you should always behave as though someone's going to be talking out of school.
So
If it's a
somebody
general meeting,
so you're at the meeting, everybody's sitting around a table. Zucks is talking. They call him Zucks, so I'm gonna
uh-huh.
call him Zucks. Zucks is talking, and somebody has their phone on the table, and they press record. And it's like,
Look, someone could turn their phone on and stream it right in
right,
real
but what I'm
time.
saying is that's not acceptable behavior in a meeting. So that's why he didn't expect that to happen because you work for a company. You must want to lose your job. You don't do that. You don't
He's just
record.
naive.
You
He's
don't
just
record to see. It's not. It's not. How can I say it? It's not something that when you have a job at a corporation that anybody does. You don't do that because on the first day there's a whole list of things that you're not supposed to do, and this is one of them.
mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I guess, and from this recording, I'm assuming this is somebody that's like 21, like new, like Gen Z, because they do stuff like that. I wouldn't expect this for someone who's a millennial, like 35 and up. They
you
got
know
that.
what? You know what? This is an integrity issue, and integrity knows
That's
no
what I mean.
age.
When you have a corporate
It,
job like at Facebook, the employees know, everybody knows that you don't record the CEO in a meeting and release it to a chat journalist. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking this is a Gen Z 21-year-old. I'm going to do what I want, even though I signed the agreement when I took the job to do this, that, and the other. Because an adult, they don't do this without having, okay, well, I got a plan, I'm quitting, or something like that. This smacks of Gen Z. This
okay.
Gen Z. What do you think, Fran? Fran is
Yeah, they okay. The playpen was still open.
not done,
It's a very young person's move that has no boundaries, and they are entitled. So I get to say whatever I want whenever I want, and they used to post in any and everything on their stuff.
yeah.
Well, they
So
do
we're just gonna do
overshare.
it. And okay, protocol is not a thing for them.
That's what I mean. Anybody who's worked in corporate life, you don't record the CEO in a private meeting. It's just not done. And that's why I know it's a Gen Z person. I know it.
I guess that's true. We've always had the ability to record and release.
But it's one
on
of those
different devices
things that if you want to keep your job, or you want to keep your job and get another job in corporate life, you don't do that. You don't. It's just not done. So that's how I know this is a Gen Z person. I would put money on it's a Gen Z person.
Wow.
Gotta be. So what was said? What is said is that this is a direct quote. He's saying that TikTok is starting to do well in the US, especially with young folks. It's growing really quickly in India. I think it's past Instagram now in India in terms of scale. So yes, it's a very interesting phenomenon. So and I would look at this that as a good CEO of a tech company, you have to know what is growing, especially when you know that your app is doing not so well, that your app is hemorrhaging young users, and then here comes this hot new app that everybody can't stop talking about. And I put a post on my page today talking about TikTok and the reason why it's so addictive. It's even gone beyond where all these apps, the coders, they design it to where you don't want to leave. Well, TikTok is taking it a step further. Like once you get into that app, you lose track of time. You lose track of time because it's that addictive, even more so than Instagram or looking at anything else. And there's a reason why. So I posted it on my page. So go over there, Terry Johnson Online, you'll see it. But I read it and I was just like, that's it. I knew it was something about TikTok that I couldn't put my finger on. And I was like, what is it? What is it? Was it? And then I read the article and I was like, that's it. So he's aware as a good CEO of a tech company, you should be looking ahead. You should be looking at what's coming at you in the rear view mirror, especially when your app has a youth problem. And here comes the young hot app. The hot thing that the Gen Zs and the alphas, don't forget about the Gen alphas, they can't stay off and they can't stop talking about it. So naturally, that's on your radar. So it's good to know that he's aware of what's coming up, what's coming up on him. So there in the article in TechCrunch that's talking about the TikTok thing in the meeting, they're saying that that Zuck knows that TikTok is popular. He knows it's growing in key international markets, and it's a competition for his two apps, Facebook and Instagram. It's competition for Instagram too. And it's a whole what it is. It's a whole new animal. It's not stories. It's more than that.
Okay.
So I don't know what they're going to try to do to clone.
Well, didn't they try Vine? Maybe
that was Twitter had Vine, and they
and then there was something else in between there that started with a B or something, Bing or something. I don't know what it was.
And here's Mark. Hi, Mark. Mark says, "Is this the view? Where is Joy?" You talking about? And then he says, "Next week Terry will not be here. She will be in rehab for TikTok." Yes, I will.
Too much checking in, huh?
When you go in, it sucks you in. Is designed to do that, and it's entertainment. Know this, that when you want to gain traction, engagement, get attention on social media, you must be entertaining. No one wants to spend their time going to your YouTube channel and it's boring and dry.
Yeah.
Not to say that you got to juggle clowns and I'm saying be entertaining to your target audience. Have something to say. And these are all things I said before. Every time I do this, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I know I need to repeat myself because sometimes and I was talking about this the other day with children, you have to repeat some things, you have to repeat instructions over and over so it gets in. So I'm not calling you children. I'm just using that as an example.
Thank you.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that now I have to tell myself that these are things that have to be repetitive so you absorb it. Also, there's new people coming in and watching the videos and watching our discussions and our chats and everything. And they need to know, maybe new to them. So what I'm saying is, for me, I have to tell myself, okay, it's repetitive, but it needs to be repeated because it's standard things that need to stick. They
Okay.
need to stick. So you need to be entertaining. You need to give information to an audience that's willing to receive it. It
So,
has to be information that's from you, not something that you're not a news reader on the news. You have to put your opinion on it. You have to stand out. You have to take risks. You have to say who you are and stand behind it. Don't be, and I see this a lot, discussions about standing out online and saying what you have to say. Some people are afraid to say their opinion because they don't want to offend any of the customers. Oh, I don't want to lose any customers. I don't want to lose any clients or audiences. Well, if you're a pretty level-headed person, adult, and you're knowledgeable and you know your stuff and you're experienced, you have an opinion, and it's not going to turn off your customers, the true people that want to be in business with you or follow you or absorb your knowledge or whatever, your information. They're going to follow you. So you can't. What's this? I forgot my mother saying. We've been saying it so long. Everybody's not going to like you.
yeah.
You got to come out with that idea of, I'm in business. I know my stuff. I have my business. I have an audience. I have customers and everything. I can answer all questions that they throw at me. I can come up with solutions for their problems. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be me. Now, I'm not saying that you say controversial stuff just to get a reaction. But also think about, you want to present what you know in an entertaining way. It doesn't have to be Gen Z way unless that's your audience. It can be baby boomer way if that's your audience. You know how to talk to them. You know the language they use. You know what they like to do. You know the shows they watch. You know everything about them. So when you know that, you need to say, hey, I read this article about blah, 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 it has to do with my business, my industry and whatever. So I'm going to talk about it online. I'm going to write a blog post. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to do a podcast, whatever it is, but I'm going to put my spin on it. That's the key. My spin, not, well, I'm going to read what Gary Vaynerchuk says. I'm going to read it word for word and have it come out my mouth and people think it came out of my mouth. No. As soon as you start talking, I'm going to know you copy Gary Vaynerchuk. And I've seen it happen with people online, certain people. I've seen it. I said, you watch Gary V videos, don't you? Because they think that format works. But it's not the format. It's about the knowledge that's coming out of his mouth. That's why he can do a video, he can do a podcast, he can hire somebody to write his books, hire somebody to write his blog posts, because the words are coming out his mouth and they are unique. Okay? So that's what you want to do when you say, I need to grow my business online. I need to do certain things online on social media, whatever. You need to consume the content, have the experience, know what you're talking about, and then speak it. That's all you do. There's no special formula. Sorry, guys, my throat is getting talking. And that's it. That's it. There's no anybody that's selling you a magic formula for engagement or get 10,000. This is another thing that bugs me to death. Everybody wants that 10,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm not going to say, I want it too. But you have to do the things to get to the growth and not by the users. Now, if it takes a long time, it takes a long time. But why are you in it? You're in it to get 10,000 followers, or you're in it to engage with a target audience of people that may become your clients or your customers? Which one? And some people can't answer that question. They're in it for the likes. They're mad about the likes going away. They're in it for the swipe up on Instagram. You know how many people don't have to swipe up Instagram and they're perfectly fine and they're running a business and they have customers and clients they talk to on Instagram? Then they're happy. Lots. Lots. So I don't see why everybody has to be, well, I want to be Selena Gomez and have 200 million followers. It's not going to happen unless you Selena Gomez, Beyonce, Kardashian, or somebody like that.
Well, the thing too is when you reach that status, then you can have staff. Then you can have, a
Yes.
social media team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
To
can
help
have
you
that.
keep
But
up with
guess
all
what?
of that.
You got to put the work in first with just you. Just you and your phone. Just me and my phone. I'm gonna make a song. Just me and my phone. It's just Kato was like, I don't know why it's just you, the business owner, and your phone. And you go, hey, I need to talk about this topic today. And you do it the way that you talk to a real live person. You're not a news anchor on the news reading a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Today on NBC to News Tonight, that's not what people want. Click, I'm going to move away from you. Say what you got to say and say how you say it to someone in real life. Don't try to be perfect. Get the thing about, well, it has to be perfect. The perfect lighting. I have to have the perfect camera. I have to have the perfect mic. Nope. If you got a smartphone, you good to start. Because you need to start.
Well,
Don't put up roadblocks.
Mark says, I definitely am not the one who's afraid to express my opinion.
Exactly. And that's why people who follow you like to follow you. And then the other comment, I will be just happy when/if Instagram allows links outside of the profile, then I won't need to dream of that 10,000 followers that I will never get. My opinion, and this is my opinion, I don't think they're ever going to do that. I don't think they will ever put it to where you have more than one link in your profile. That links lead out, Mark. Links lead out. That means you're leaving Instagram. No. A big no.
Facebook wants to keep you in the corral. That's why they're trying to create this one-stop shop so that you don't have to go to Snapchat. So you don't have to go over here and over there and Twitter. And
there was a issue. Well, it's been a while, but everyone pretty much knows standard practice. When you post something on your Facebook page, you do not use a link in the post because Facebook will demote that story, that post. I mean, sure, it'll be there, but they're not going to serve it to anyone because you put a link to YouTube or an article. You're leading them out of the Facebook world. I like to use that term, Facebook world. You're leading them out of Facebook world, and Facebook is not having that because they need people to stay in Facebook world.
Wow.
Because then they see ads and they get money from the ads. It's really simple. Really simple. So no. So Mark says 10-4, Terry kills the dream. 10/5, Mark quit social media. I know he's joking, but don't quit social media. Because it's not about okay, I need people to link. Here's the issue. You're telling your audience, your people that follow you, you want something from them when the attitude should be, I'm serving you a good meal, or I'm serving you something you want. I'm serving you something you need. When you give people stuff they want and need, they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. I'll give you an example. Laundry detergent. There are tons of laundry detergent brands and everything. There's commercials for Gain and all that other stuff. I love Tide. I'm never ever going to move away from Tide. Why? Because I feel like it's the best thing for me. It's the best laundry detergent. And I've tried others. They've been watery. I've had to use too much of it, which means I spend too much. I have tried everything that was sale and whatever. And I always go, this ain't Tide. This ain't Tide. Tide, 1 cup, boom, I'm good. So whenever there's a sale on Tide, guess what? I'll buy a 200-gallon drum of Tide if it's the right price on sale, because I'm going to use it's something I need. It's
Mm-hmm.
something I need to use. And it's not, and there's another thing behind brand loyalty, that the wisdom is that if you grew up with a certain brand, you will continue to use it, which it doesn't apply now because of the generations and how they do everything. But my mom did not buy Tide ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I came across this like, okay, you need laundry detergent, you buy this, you buy that, and you see what you like. So me, I'm a Tide, I'm with you. But that's how it works. When you give somebody a product or a service that works, you have the customer for life as long as you keep that relationship going and nurture it like a garden, or like Terry Lee likes to say, the dating scenario. All of those things work well with business and marketing because you're growing a relationship. And I'll leave it at that.
Well,
I can keep going. But that's it. It's just common business principles of Facebook doesn't want links in any of their apps because you're leaving.
mm-hmm.
A customer that leaves, and you are a customer, even though we're not paying, we're part of, their audience or their data set or whatever words you want to use, you're leaving. So they can't count you as to the advertisers. Well, we have 2.5 billion users, and the ones in the United States do this, that, and the other. And they can't do that if you leave. If you leave, that's something that's gone. So they can't, and they don't know if they're gonna bring you back. So Facebook
Mm-hmm.
knows that, and they want you to stay. That means you put a link in your Facebook post on your business page, you're going to get less engagement because they're not organic reach on Facebook page is already like 0.1%. Why are you chancing it? So
Mm-hmm.
so Mark says, now we know why Terry is always so fresh. She is tie clean. Yes, that's me. I mean, but I'm using that as an example of give your customers
Mm-hmm.
what they want. And if Tide decides to change their formula, they know they're gonna have upset customers. They're not going to do it. They'll come out with another SKU, what they call is another variation of the original product.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not going to change the formula because they learned a lesson from Coke. Remember years ago, Coke changed their original formula and called it New Coke, and people lost
Yes.
their minds. And what did Coke do? Can you buy New Coke? Nope. They got rid of it.
They got rid of it because it wasn't
Change
profitable.
the original formula from 1868 or whenever they first started making it.
Mm-hmm.
The customer is happy. Do not change a thing to the original formula, but give them variations. Did you see with Pepsi, they have cherry Coke, different flavors. Not cherry Coke. There's a cherry Coke and a this Coke and a that, and then they said people want a clear drink. So they made Sprite. And so all of those are like variations, but they don't change the original thing. That you don't change the thing that got you the audience, that got you the sales and the
Oh, don't burn the bridge that brought you over.
don't
Oh.
change the original.
Okay.
Unless you're hearing people that say they don't like it, then you go rework the formula. But Coke said it works since 18. I'm not sure the date is 18 something. That it works. Why change it? And they
Mark
learned their
said
lesson. Was that the 80s? They went from Coke to New Coke.
they
And
tried.
they made such a big deal. Oh, it's new improved Coke. And people was like, who asked for that?
And they had all those focus groups and testing in the mall, and you could sit down and you could do a blind test and all of that.
Exactly. But
It was not.
here's the key. Who asked for that? Did anybody ask Coke? Zero. I don't think anybody called Coca-Cola company and said, hey, we need a new Coke. Nobody did that. They decided because they wanted more sales, and that was a mistake of epic proportions.
Because people like the classic. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
It works. It works. Don't change the taste of whatever works.
Well, Mark says they did get rid of the cocaine. Well,
Yeah,
thanks,
that was
Mark. That's
earlier
true.
when it first
And
started.
when it originally started.
Yeah, it was from the coca plant, and then they fixed it. But You have to ask yourself with brands like Coke and Pepsi, Procter and Gamble, and things like that. There are other Quaker Oats. All you have to look at, why do they have longevity? Why? You have to ask your why. Everything starts with the why. Everything. I'm gonna make a course. Everything starts with the why, because
Makes sense.
it's your base. Everything starts with the why, and I mean, why are you in business? Why are you doing what you're doing? It could be. It doesn't even have to be business. It could be, say, somebody wants to be an influencer. Well, why? That's the root of everything. That'll give you your answer when you're faced with something and somebody asks you a question about, well, this about your business, and you go, well, I don't know. But if you know the why of it, you can trace it back to that and get the answer. And then, okay, here's the answer.
There you go. All righty. Makes sense to me. And it's all tied around your why, because then you get to, what is my attitude toward this whole thing? Am I happy about it? Does it make me smile?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And it comes through when you talk to your customers. It comes through when you talk to your peers. People want to know, why are you doing this? And how many times have people ask, why are you doing this?
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
Because it makes me smile.
Yeah. So there's your answer. The answer is in the why. Always.
It makes me smile. Well, guys, we're at the top of the hour. We don't like to keep you on Fridays. We usually have a little longer discussion. However, we don't have as many participants today because Francine is mobile. Tachi is out on assignment, and so we are just going to wrap this up. Did you have something you wanted to add, Fran?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. All right. Did you want to remind us about First Mondays?
Yeah, we have First Monday event coming up October 7th. If you're in Sacramento area, please join us. We got 3 presenters. We've got Ms. Wanda from Full Circle 97.5. We also have Brenda Byers from Prosper in All Things. And if you are a coach or in coaching business or any of the above, you need to come and hear what she has to say, because she's going to tell you how to get money in your coaching business and why you may not have been making money in your coaching business. And then we have Terrell Ballard Mitchell, who will be also talking to us. She's from Icon Strategy. So we got 3 presenters. It's going to be good. Food's good. Got great people.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really nice event. So
and what time does it start, Fran?
6 o'clock.
6
From
o'clock.
6 to 7:30. Yes, it gives people a little bit more time to get through traffic and get there. You can relax, get a little bite to eat.
Cool.
It's going to be good. And then Monday we will be back.
We look forward to seeing you first Monday if you're in the area. TJ, did you have anything you want to share before we sign off?
No, just have a happy weekend.
Okay, and follow TJ online. Okay. With that, we just want to thank you so much for spending time with us today. Mark, we love you. We give a shout out to Pat and Maureen. We love you guys. And we say, don't forget to go to the front of your own line, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.